Hello everyone, I just thought I'd make a short video in relation to some research I did 3 or 4 years ago and wrote as part of an article to do with my Flight 93 analysis, and it involves this Team 7 Box 12 document regarding Leroy Homer, who was the co-pilot or co-captain of United Airlines Flight 93. Now, this document here is quite an important one because it could tie in with some of the research we've been doing regarding duplicate flights on 9/11 to do with the 4 planes and them being duplicated. And there's quite a lot of evidence to suggest this, which I will be going into in some detail in my book that I'm writing. And I just want to put this out there because unless you've really read a lot of my blog and articles that I've wrote about all the flights, you may not know about this, but it's quite important. Now, I just want to flick to page 6 of this document, and page 5, because where the really important information is, which is quite telling. Now, this is to do with an interview with a gentleman called Anthony Mazza, and he worked for United Airlines out of Newark International Airport, and his job was a fueler. And on the morning of 9/11, he actually fueled United Airlines Flight 93. Now, Mazza states in his interview in this document, which I think was conducted with the FBI, although I can't be quite sure about that, but I think it was with the FBI because they were part of the team who were investigating, doing a lot of the interviews with people at the airports. So Mazza states that once he'd finished fueling Flight 93, that he went on board the plane to the cockpit to inform the co-pilot of his completed task. And apparently, according to Mazza here, which he states here, that this has been a standard operating procedure for United flights out of Newark for many years. Now, the important part of this interview is Mazza states that he handed the fueling sheet to a young Caucasian male who was well groomed, brown hair, and responded to Mazza by saying thank you, and he took the paper from him, the document regarding the fueling. Apparently Mazza then departed the plane prior to the passengers boarding. And he reckons it was roughly about approximately 30 minutes prior to the scheduled departure time. So United Airlines was scheduled to take off, I think it was at 8 o'clock. Was apparently delayed, according to the official narrative, by 42 minutes before it took off. That is in question with some other evidence, official evidence I should say, and documentation, where apparently, according to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics, that United Airlines Flight 93 took off at actually 8:28, and which is very different to 8:42. So that was the wheels off time. So you got 2 official wheels off time in their evidence. So anyway, Mazza was watching the television, I think it was in October, a memorial for the flight and crew of Flight 93, and saw pictures of the co-pilot of Flight 93. And Mazza actually said in the interview, which he says here at the bottom, just at the bottom of this paragraph, Mazza stated that he was certain that the co-pilot he spoke with was not Mr. Homer. Now, Mazza said he spoke to a Caucasian male who looks different to Leroy Homer here. So Mazza's obviously recognised that this wasn't the gentleman who he handed the paper to, the fueling paper document. So this is very interesting and raises a lot of questions about this, because if it wasn't Leroy Homer who was the co-pilot sat in that seat, then who was it? You know, there shouldn't have been any other pilot sat there, and we know the other pilot, you know, was not the same description as what Mazza said either. So because he's seen both pilots in the memorial and he didn't recognise either of them who he handed the document to. So this raises the question and perhaps reinforces my suspicions that the flight was duplicated in some way. We do have duplicate evidence, like I've just described, about official evidence of 2 planes taking off at 2 different times. So I just thought I'd like to mention that, and you can look for, you know, read through this document. I'll put a link in the description box. If any of you'd like to talk about that or contact me or engage, then fine, that's great. And I'd just like to say hello to all the subscribers, and thanks to the new subscribers who've subscribed recently. And I'll make some more videos soon and cover some more evidence. Obviously I can't talk about some of the technology areas that I've mentioned in the past, and talk about I can't really speak about the no planes on YouTube, but you can go over to my BitChute channel, and there's lots of information about that as well on my blog to do with no planes, so feel free to go there. And yeah, and if anybody comments, hopefully I'll be able to engage with you all. So yeah, have a good day all, and I'll speak again soon. Thanks for watching as well. All the best.